Sippy Downs and District residents, welcome. We're here today with Christian Dickson. Christian, thanks for meeting with us.
Matt, thank you.
And we're here to talk about the parking issues that descend upon the primary school at pick-up and drop-off time. So we asked Christian down here because there seems to be a lot of conjecture in the community about where we're at, what progress has been made.
Yep.
And we think it's really important that the community understands, where it's at, what you've been up to trying to find solutions, and what it looks like moving forward to actually getting a resolution. So
Okay, well Matt, I'm going to hit this one hard and fast because residents want short, sharp videos, and that's exactly what we'll do today. Let me preface my comments firstly by stating, and this needs to be on the record because I will get accusations hurled at me. This is not the fault of the local state member. This is not the fault of parents, students, teachers, or the principals here at Chancellor, okay? So let's set the record straight. It's not their fault, okay? They just, like me and like the residents, they deal with this on a daily basis. I've got 3 solutions, okay? 3 solutions, but before I get to those, I just want to touch on a bit of the history here.
Okay.
This estate was approved under a court order. Now, what does that mean? That means that a judge sits behind a desk, hits the hammer, and says this will be the decision. Now, this estate was built on a court order where council had limited involvement. The people who did have involvement, though, were the state government at the time, where they allowed a local school to be built on a cul-de-sac that did not provide enough car parking and now has probably one of the highest student enrolments in the state here at the school. So, Matt, every afternoon, traffic gets worse, car parking gets worse, and that's because more and more people are coming to this school, but there's nowhere else to go. So it's not the parents' fault, but it's the state government's fault through Education Queensland, not the state member here or even the principals, but at a high level where people have made decisions and it just keeps compounding. Now, what can I do? I'm out here on my own, but I've got 3 solutions on the table. People often wonder, what am I doing? What's happening? Well, this is what's happening. We're asking the university if we can utilise their bus link for 2 hours a day, an hour in the morning, an hour in the afternoon, Monday to Friday, to let parents get out of Scholars Drive onto Sippy Downs Drive. We've spent $20 million on Sippy Downs Drive. We're going to spend another 10 to fix the problem in the next 2 years. Let's get the traffic off Scholars, put it on Sippy Downs Drive. Now that's one solution. What this gets down to, Matt, is moving the traffic off Scholars, getting it out so people can free up the road, not be stuck here for 20 to 30 minutes on an afternoon after 3. And the more people that move in and out, the more car parks free up. Option 2 is to build a road, a one-way road, open for an hour in the morning, an hour in the afternoon, or be it a full-time 24-hour road, through from Scholars Drive to Columbia Street, a one-way road, and that would let parents out. It's about $400,000, and I've got the designs done. It can be done, we just need money. We also need the support of the university because that's the land that it'll be going through, the university's land. I need their support, I need council money, the designs are done. It will upset residents who abut from Columbia Street onto the grass verge at the back. But you know what, Matt, when it comes down to it, for the sake of 15 or 20 properties versus the whole community, I'm going to take the side of the whole community because it's a bigger issue. But getting to that third one, if I can quickly detail that, the roundabout on Scholars Drive and University Way, Spring Hill, that is a nightmare. You've got traffic coming off University Way, it's getting preference and precedent. People can't get out of Scholars Drive. So what can we do there? Well, we could actually upgrade the roundabout to traffic lights. But Matt, the catch is a developer for Palmview is supposed to build those traffic lights, and that could cost many hundreds of thousands of dollars. They don't have to do that for 5 to 10 years. If I offer them some money on the table today, be it 100 or 150 grand, to sweeten the deal and get them to bring those works forward, maybe we can get that to happen. So out of those 3 solutions, Matt, I'm talking about getting traffic out. I need to hit the issue of car parking, Matt, and I need to be very honest with viewers out there. There's no more room for parking here. Please show me where there's room for parking because there isn't. I've looked. This place is completely built out, and the only place you could do it would be to knock down state infrastructure, school buildings, and build more car parking. But Matt, I would argue the more cars you bring into the precinct, the more car parks you put in there, what it's going to come down to is just making the problem worse. We need to get traffic out, and that's exactly what my 3 proposals would do.
Now, look, just on the back of that, I know members of the community had raised a number of different people about this piece of land here being uni land and putting a car park on it. Now, obviously, based on what you've just said, that would exasperate more cars parked and would stop you exploring being able to put a road through there.
Absolutely.
And actually let people out, stop this cul-de-sac issue.
Well, Matt, I look at it like this, and people may not like my honesty, but it's all about being direct with the residents out there, because I've got no reason to lie. I'm here to serve you. If we build a car park here, I'm using your rate money to build a car park for a school issue, a state issue, that university students are going to use. I can promise you the university students will be parking there for free tomorrow, because they do that here already. I'm not out to hurt the uni students, but I don't see it as a free kick for council to use your rates to build a car park in an area that is a drain to put more car parking in. So if that was to be pursued, Matt, I'm not going to say no. But if people think that's a valid option, get the state to work with the school to build more car parks for the school, because this is a school issue, and I don't think local ratepayers should be picking up the bill to put more car parking in for a school. But I would be more than happy to spend local ratepayers' dollars on improving the road situation, because that's our responsibility.
Yeah.
And Matt, we should have to address that.
Just to re-clarify too, when you're saying a school issue, this is an education department issue,
Absolutely.
not the school management.
No.
And as you said at the start, this is not an attack on the school itself,
No.
but that governing body needs to see how it can support the school management
Absolutely.
to make it easier for parents to drop off and pick up their kids.
Matt, you've hit the nail on the head, and again, and we keep saying this, it's not the school's fault. This issue is right across the Sunshine Coast. I could think of half a dozen schools right now with the same issues, but this is exacerbated because you're on a cul-de-sac. You've got a university where uni students are taking up car parking. I'm looking at my 3 options on the table. That's what I'll pursue. Just to give you some time frames, Matt, I'll know an answer on this within the coming weeks from the university. If they say no, that's it. I can't force their hand. I'll hear back from the developer soon about my proposal to put some money forward to see if we can get the roundabout upgraded to traffic lights and pedestrian crossings sooner. If that happens, great. If it doesn't, again, that's at the developer's discretion. I can't force their hand. What I can do, though, I can push this like all hell and see if I can get this road built. It's going to annoy a few people locally, but if that's the only solution I've got, Matt, I'm going to have to run with it, because I don't want to be the guy who does nothing. I've got an opportunity, and I'll push those 3 options as hard as I can.
Look, obviously there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, and if you've got drafts, plans drawn up and whatnot, there has been a lot of work behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
You're negotiating with the different parties. Now, moving forward towards these solutions, there's a couple of things that I just wanted to address. Number one, the developers in Palmview, and while it's only one developer now, more will come. The schools in there are not going to come for quite some time. So there will be houses arriving in that area, and those students will be coming to these schools.
Right here.
So on behalf of the Community Association, and I'm sure on behalf of a bunch of the community, if you could kind of put that to the developers when you urge them to look at a current solution, because it will be supporting their new residents to look, be forward thinking in supporting this project. In relation to opening the roads, I think everyone can agree opening the bus link is a great way to relieve congestion here.
Zero cost.
And at zero cost, which, nobody can frown at that. The other solution in punching the road through, yes, it's potentially going to upset a couple of local residents, but I think all residents need to keep in mind, whenever we're dealing with any issue in the community, we're never going to keep everyone happy.
No.
And it's about having a little bit of a collective mentality to understand that if an issue is affecting the entire community, that sometimes there is going to be a little bit of pain for few that will be ultimately a benefit to the entire community.
Absolutely.
Now, moving on to, look, let's say the university says no, the state government doesn't want to assist in funding. The community can obviously get on board with the community association, and this is a bit of shameless promotion for the community association. Getting on board with a registered incorporated community association is the very best way to allow us as an association to lobby these organisations, should they not come to the party, to support Christian in the solutions that he's looking at. So, if you're passionate about this issue, if you're over and done with the drama that kind of descends here each and every day and each and every morning, jump onto the Community Association website. We'll link it below. Become a member. It's just $20 a year, so that when we send out, petitions and that kind of thing, you can receive them via email, and we can start acting as a collective and put pressure on
everyone.
Local, when we need to, local government, state government, and other corporate entities around the area to kind of embody this spirit of collaboration and have us working towards finding solutions rather than passing the buck.
Absolutely, and Matt, you've probably touched on the most important thing, and that's that everybody needs to work together. And I've got a good relationship with the local state member. I've got not a bad word to say about him. as I do with the local schools. Great people, and I don't really have a bone to pick with anybody. I think we're all out here trying to do the best we can, but what residents might want to consider is that now that they know the truth and they know the facts,
Yep.
and feel free to challenge me if you don't think this is how it is, but let's be completely honest here. If you think this is a good idea and you want to see the bus link opened up, tell the university that you're a local parent and you care about it. They're community members as well.
Yeah.
They represent us as well in this local community. If you think the state government gets off too lightly and doesn't provide enough car parking infrastructure, let Jared Blaine know, let the state member know, because he will be too happy to hear your thoughts and he can pass those on as well. Everyone has their role. Matt, I just think from a local's perspective, council obviously the closest level of body to the community, and they want to know what we're doing. So I hope I've detailed those three options. No one's sitting on their hands. This issue isn't going away, and like Matt said, when those people move into Palmview, they're going to be coming here, and the question I've got for the state government and the Department of Education is maybe you need to look at bringing those schools on a little bit sooner, because your pressures here, I know what they're like, and they're only going to get worse.
So look, we look forward to meeting with you over the next kind of week or two once you have a definitive understanding of what the other parties are willing to do or not to do.
Absolutely.
That will lead to us either creating a generic petition or something like that to the state member, to the education department. So as I said, make sure you're following the Community Association website. Stay tuned for the update video that we'll shoot in a couple of weeks once we have a definitive understanding of the willingness or unwillingness of players to find solutions. Christian, thank you very much for your
Thanks,
time.
mate.
Really appreciate it. And community, stay tuned. We're going to move forward until we can get a solution here.
Thank you.
Thank you.